like to be with that first crew being on the moon there when you were the first crew being there?
It was my second flight, and just like I was back up on Gemini 9 before Gemini 12. The odd thing is, I started out back up on Gemini 10, and when it flew, they had a crew for 11 and 12, and I wasn't going to fly. It was very disappointing. A tragedy put me into the space program. And with other circumstances, Neil Armstrong and I ended up on the backup crew for Apollo 8, because the lander wasn't ready yet. So it was a great mission to be on the backup crew, and Neil and I worked together during launch. So in the training, Neil was in the left. I think it was Fred Hayes and I was in the center because we worked together. So there would be a crew for 9 and 10, and so we would maybe fly on 11. Now backtrack to 1967. That's when we funded NASA, peak of 4% discretionary funds. But also, there was the production line in Bethpage, Long Island, of lunar modules. And the first one that was going to be light enough to make a landing was LEM 6, which would fly in September of '69. Ended up having a good friendship, not then, not much later. The program manager of LEM 5, he wanted his spacecraft to land. He reduced the weight, got the approval, and therefore, when Apollo 11 was assigned, we had LEM 5 qualified to land. And that's what we did, and we know all about that. And the three of us came back from around the world trip for the launch of Gemini 12, Apollo 12. They would have been the first landing crew, Pete Conrad and Al Beam. Then we came up here to Canada, and it was snowy, and we visited. Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau gave me a beautiful picture of a snowbird autographed. And so now we got nepotism, and we've got another Trudeau. And I hope he's going to bring Canada along to a great future like the past.
See space going from here? Where do you see things
Well,
going?
Canada is a member of the European Space Agency. I want the U.S. to have a space program from the beginning to the end, sequential, evolutionary, intermediate objectives leading to Mars. And it's called Cycling Pathways to Occupy Mars. This is not to visit Mars. This is to, like the space station. You go and people are there all the time. So, and hopefully, 2019, July, 50th anniversary of our landing on the moon, the president will say within 2 decades, America is going to lead international crews to land on Mars. I think it's 2040. That's about 2 decades anyway.
I was just thinking, everybody here knows the first 2 people that landed on the moon, but probably no one can name the other 10 that landed. What was the mindset of the other guys who didn't get as much publicity as you did over the course of the Apollo missions?
I'm more concerned with the 24 who reached the moon without the first couple of missions paving the way, without a command module pilot to bring us home. We would not have had Apollo program. So it's 24 lunar pioneers. We were made honorary space emissaries, all of the early people before shuttle flew. Honorable. Me, honorable space emissary. We're going to expand that to, I changed the wording, Apollo Golden Legacies for Gathering of Eagles to celebrate different anniversaries.